Well, here we are back in Mittenrahm at the location of Valel and Agonnel. This has got some underground work that still needs to be done. This has got this still to be done, and I think some farmland, probably along this line. Not entirely clear on where, but somewhere around there. Maybe put some in on these slopes. But then they'll be done, and I actually have something new set up over there waiting to begin. Hopefully that will be next week's work. So yeah, I did this. I think this is most of what I've been working on for most of the week. It's a bit fiddly trying to decide what was being done with what. These were all existing trees, but they've either been moved back slightly or, well, in all cases I've had them raised up. Like an extra block. I mean, 2 or 3 blocks actually. So I put this in. And they seem to be moving around quite well. They've actually got another pond somewhere where they kind of swim up onto this section where the steps are, and then they just get stuck there. These guys haven't done it yet, which, you know, is a plus. Beehives. Not sure where the bees are. I saw one a moment ago coming out. I've only seen a couple. I think I spawned like 6 maybe. I think maybe 3 of them have wandered too far away and they can't find their way back now. There are obviously lots of flowers in here for them, but they just insisted in leaving sometimes. But the other main thing here is this little hidden piece. I forgot I moved the entrance. Probably ought to put it back there, to be honest. But this is actually mostly natural. The dirt was here originally, the grass rather, and the trees were lower, and they've all been raised at least 2 or 3 blocks, I think, at this point. But their locations haven't been moved, so they actually appeared in this circularish arrangement. It's not perfect. You can tell this by the hedgerow, which is actually arranged according to a specific pattern. So you've got like 5 along here, and then this little corner piece, and then another 5, so you can see the trees don't always fit into that neatly, but still, at the first glance. And then there's actually just a door then to let you out into the back here. Thinking maybe to put something up on the hill. I was going to put a statue there briefly, but decided it was definitely going to stay over there. Also did this, not really much to it, just screwing around. This was here, I think. I'm sure there was something here. It didn't connect all the way, but there was a little dip. Anyway, just a little bit of silliness. Nothing major. It's likely that I'm not going to do anything with these exposed pieces of stone. It's usually an indication for me to build something temple-like to mark them. But I just don't see the point here. It requires clearing a lot of trees. None of them are particularly big enough, and I don't think it really needs it, so I'm most likely going to skip it. It just leaves me working on this at the moment. I put this up first and afterwards, while I was testing out whether I could ride through it properly, I don't know, I suddenly realised I could have just put the gate sideways on, like this, and be done with it. So I started testing it to see if it would work, which I think it does. So I'm going to have to decide at some point whether or not I'm going to leave it here. Possibly even move this part. I don't think this was completely done last time I was streaming, recording one of these. You can see there hasn't been a substantial amount of change because it's really just been tweaking for a lot of this. Just adding in some variation, alterations with this little stone scar into the sand to break it up a little bit. Closed it off almost entirely here. And just did some tweaking to kind of let it integrate a little bit better into the sand. There won't be any more done here. But I think the only other thing, I'm not sure if I showed any of this on stream during my last review. Can't remember, should have probably watched it first. This isn't actually finished down here, but I decided not to finish it on stream. I'll come back to that. Yeah, so this got filled in, so and I may potentially fill in this as well, and this. So obviously this is not natural. This entire continent was generated under 1.3, so that's a very long time ago. But I've converted it into this because, I don't know, it seemed ideal. I don't like the way that finishes that. Get rid of it. Okay, I'll go with that. And yeah, so it obviously leads down into this artificial little lush biome, cave biome. I kind of regret now that all of this was put directly on top of the existing surface, which obviously shrinks the height of the tunnel. And I feel like what I ought to have done is embedded this into the floor as much as possible. There is cave underneath in certain places, but I just feel like that would have helped keep it a little bit more open. It feels cramped. I've got a couple of spaces still to deal with that tunnel dead ends, but I need to finish it. And something needs to be done up here as well. Possibly seal it in, I don't know. But where are we going? So what still needs to be done is actually down here. Am I going the right way? Yep. As you can see, I made a little bit of a start. I'm going to seal some of this cave off. It's a big tunnel, I don't want to have to deal with all of it. There's multiple overlapping tunnels, so I'm going to seal them up as much as I can, and just focus on this bit. I've done this a couple of times, I think I've mentioned that in other locations. I finally really want out here. I'll bring the water down. Probably let it sit in this, to be honest. It looks good. I'm not going to go through the mine shaft because I don't remember which way it is. And yet here I am going. So yeah, if I can find it, I think it's this way. Yeah. So aside from the fact that this is a stonkingly huge cave, with a gigantic pit of lava in it. What I'm thinking is nether portal, statues, possibly a hole embedded into the back of the cave, but that is not, strictly speaking, necessary. And then there'll probably need to be a bridge to bring it all the way over here. Not really sure what else is wrong. Yep, definitely gonna have to cut that out. So yeah, somehow decorate all of this to bring it here. There's obviously lava behind some of these blocks. That will probably go because I don't want the clash necessarily. But then this comes all the way around here. This is what we could see a few minutes ago. And then it comes all the way up here. And out through, well, actually I think you're supposed to come in this way and end up coming out over there. I just was looking at it one day. I knew that there was a space under here, so I emptied it out. And then one day when I logged in, I was staring at it and I'm like, I could just see that when this portal exploded, it threw stuff out, and one of them hit here. That's basically the logic behind it all. But, yeah. Oops. What I'm going to do afterwards, hopefully starting on Monday, and there is one of my bees. All the way over here. From there. It's mental. But yeah, this has been sat here for quite some time. I've gone past it on numerous occasions over the years. This road was probably put in place 5 years ago, so it tells you how long. But yeah, I'm going to do some work. Not very good idea of what's going to happen based on this layout, but this is what I will be working on hopefully next week. You're looking at it's not going to be grey. No, these are just being used while I work out what I want to do. It will actually be done in the colours of the pyramid. And oops, got to finish this. This actually always had an ancient connection to the road network. Doesn't actually stop at Valel, which isn't really surprising. Why would it? I'm not actually sure what's in these chests. Oops. Anyway, that's what I've been up to, and what I shall be up to at some point. But for now, I shall say adieu and get on with my stream.